Good morning. Oh, I like that voice. Yeah, just a little depth to it. So good to see you. If the sun is out, and you know what they kept saying was coming, it didn't. That white stuff that was going to come down and was going to keep us from being together, nah. No. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Salem. So glad you're here. So glad I'm here. So glad the music team is here. Yay. And we are beginning a new series today, The Wisdom of Gandhi, A Season of Peace. And I'm so excited to share with you all the stories and all the background stories that I've gotten to experience with around Gandhi and the principles that are absolutely life-changing. So we want to include Mia in being a candlelighter this morning. Thank you. Supposed to work. And we light this candle for this compassion and oneness, that we know that we are all equal, that we believe that every person, every plant, every part of nature, we are part of a harmonious universe. We are one, and so it is. We're going to sing this little song, chant.
We are one in the spirit, we are one in community, we embrace all together and join our hearts in unity.
Thank you, Mia. We are here gathered in energy. We bring our wonderful energy here. I just wanted to mention a wonderful new man who was asking me today, what's the difference between church and not church? So we're just talking about spiritual community. What is a spiritual community? It's where we come together and we understand that everyone is equal. We understand that we are all an outpouring of the divine energy in the universe. So we bless everyone that's here today, everyone that's watching online, everyone that might be here new or been here a couple of times. We're just so glad to gather. I love that word, gather. When we come together, and last week we talked a little bit about weaving our energies together, and that's what we do on Sunday morning. So let's begin with prayer. The divine energy moving in and through each one of us, and personally take that as ownership. I am a spiritual being, embracing my divine heritage. I am one with the one. I can never be separated, only in my mind. Let's say together, I am one with the one. We take that into our daily lives, into our relationships. With everything we do, we are conscious that we are an outpouring of divine energy. And so it is. Amen. Amen.
I invite you to stand as you're able. Let's join together. Let's sing and celebrate the peace, spirit of love, peace, and joy that fills us, and we start our day together. 1, 2, 3.
Start my
Let's sing about that light that we all shine. 2, 3. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Just a spark can light the dark. I'm gonna let it shine. Just a spark can light the dark, and I'm gonna let it shine. Just a spark can light the dark, and I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Don't let fear now blow it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Won't let fear now blow it out. So I'm gonna let it shine. I won't let fear now blow it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, yeah, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ed. I'm your Sunday assistant. Be the change. Season of Peace. Our Sunday series study group starts today, okay? February the 9th. So there will be actually two groups. The first group will meet before church at 9 a.m. With Kay DeRoshi in the office. That will start next week. And the second group will meet at noon right here in the sanctuary with Danita. Focusing on the principles of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. teachings, this series will explore the top 10 fundamentals for changing the world. This will go through March 23rd. Legacy of Love by Arun Gandhi. That's the book. He is the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, and that is the book we're going to be using for our study groups. These are available for $15 in the Book Nook. We're looking forward to spring and getting our choir back together. Actually, we've started already.
That's right.
Yes, so if you're interested, please come join us. We meet every Tuesday right here at 6:30 p.m. All are welcome. Also, all are welcome to meet with fellow mindful masters as well as beginners for the group meditation at noon every Thursday here in the sanctuary. Come be a part of the expanding energy of peace, healing, and thriving in our world. Bring your lunch for a time of shared fellowship afterwards. Course in Miracles group meets also on Thursdays at 1 o'clock, so you can come for both. Right here in the sanctuary. All are welcome, and this is a practical study for life transformation, awakening us to the truth of our oneness with God and love. Please join us for hospitality, coffee, and tea. These are available before service and after service with some treats. So let's now sing Draw the Circle Wide.
1, 2, 3, 4. Draw the circle wide, draw it wider still. Let this be our song. No one stands alone, standing side by side.
We now join together in affirming the Unity of Salem mission statement. Unity of Salem nurtures spiritual growth in inclusive, loving community. And our vision statement, centered in spirit, we create a world of unlimited peace, love, and joy. And our core values, inclusiveness, spirit-led, compassion, love, joy, and integrity. And our affirmation, divine love guides, prospers, heals, and expands Unity of Salem. And the word for today is going to be a read-along. So all of you received one of these sheets that says on the top Gandhi's peace prayer. So if you could take that out now. Okay, so we're going to read the first one where it says Baha'i Peace Prayer. That's the one we're going to read out loud together. Okay. Be generous in prosperity and thankful in adversity. Be fair in thy judgment and guarded in thy speech. Be a lamp unto those who walk in darkness and a home to the stranger. Be eyes to the blind and a guiding light unto the feet of the erring. Be a breath to the body of humankind, a dew to the soil of the human heart, and a fruit upon the tree of humility. And now, Angela.
Great. I invite you just to hold the vision articulated in the lyrics of this song. It's all about the beloved community, and that's a teaching from Martin Luther King Jr. and the vision that he saw for the community of love that we can be. I can see the world without poverty. can see the moment is here when our love and compassion rise above the fear, when our truth soars, shines through, lighting up me, lighting up you. We can see the beloved community. Oh, we can see, yes, we can see the beloved community.
I just love the way you surprise us, Angela. Beautiful song, beautiful. I see as I look around this room. The divine energy, the beloved community, those of us who are committed, have committed our hearts to awakening to that spirit within. I've been excited about doing this series, Wisdom of Gandhi, for a long time. This is probably my 20th year to teach this, and I love it, love it, love it. Now you're going to hear lots of stories, personal stories of Paul and I, because we traveled with Arun Gandhi. We sold so many of these books, you can't believe it, in universities, colleges, schools. You can't imagine all the places. We ended up being able to travel with him many, many times. What I want to share with you is, as a small child, I remember my mom showing me a picture of Mahatma Gandhi. And I go, oh, he doesn't look very well. He was very thin, very tiny man. And I remember her telling me, this is a man of respect. You always want to respect what he teaches. He teaches kindness. He teaches everyone is the same. And I've never forgotten that. Never forgotten that. In 2007, the Unity Center that I pioneered, it's called, in Lake Oswego, Oregon, had purchased a property in West Lynn, Oregon. And this was a large fundraising, as you can imagine, 2.5 acres, large White House that had been a estate. And we were looking for ways to do one more fundraiser. What would really say who we were and bring different groups of people together and raise some money. Good idea. Good idea. So I was having coffee in Lake Oswego in a little coffee shop with 2 men, and we were talking and sharing, and ideas were bouncing back and forth. We could have a concert. We could do this. We could do that. And finally, someone said to me, one of the gentlemen, if you could have anyone come and speak, who would it be? Arun Gandhi. Really? Yes, because my friend in Canada, he came and spoke there, and he went and spoke at San Antonio, Texas, and he's gone to Arizona, and every time I try to connect with him, I never can. And the man sitting, Gary Spanovich, at the table said, I have his phone number. Just saying. Called the next day. His agent arranged for him to come to Portland, and we were in the plans. We were going to have an Indian dinner, and we were having a big interfaith event at Marylhurst University, and all these things were coming together. We were so excited, and we designed a postcard and sent it to many, many people we don't usually invite, and the nuns and everybody at Marylhurst. We were going to have this big, big event. So we heard back about a month before our event, that Gandhi was in India and that his wife was having surgery. But he'll be fine. He'll be here. So 2 weeks later, Gandhi's wife is still not completely well. Month later, he calls me, and he had flown back to the United States to come to our event, and she had died. So he went back to India so she could have her honoring of the Indian burial in the beautiful river. So we started talking, Arun and I. And I kept saying to him, we're holding you in prayer. I want you to know my ministry is holding you in prayer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'm just shortening this. Eventually he came, and we had 2 schools he was going to and the big event at Marylhurst. So Paul and I picked him up at the airport, took him out to dinner. I kept saying, what do you say to Gandhi? What kind of conversation do you have with Gandhi? What do you talk about? But we just talked about little general things, took him to a hotel, and the next morning I was the driver. I had the itinerary. We were going to a Beaverton International School and a Canby Middle School. What do you say to Gandhi in that little seat in the car? What do you say? What do you say to Gandhi? Hi. Yeah, well, that was a good beginning. So we drove to Beaverton from Lake Oswego, and we talked a little bit and whatever. We get to this high school that is an international school, and the students have been studying him for 6 months. And they're in a huge room, and they have questions. Now, what we didn't know was this was going to be a press conference, and the Oregonian was there. Okay. I was back in the corner, and there was Arun. And so the kids had the questions, but then the Oregonian really put him on the spot about some things. It was very interesting to see the way he related to the press. So then we get in the car, we drive to Canby. They have a big luncheon for the student council. And then we go into a gym that is humongous. A couple thousand kids in there, middle schoolers. Now, those middle schoolers listened to him without going like this and going like this. They were spot on him. They soaked up every word. And on the side of the gym, you can imagine how tall is a gym? 20, 30, 40 feet high. They had made a mosaic of Mahatma Gandhi's face out of little tiny pieces of paper. They had created a collage. It was absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. So that was a great day. He came home with me. I said, do you want to lay down and take a rest? He goes in and lays on our couch. Keep saying, what do you say to Gandhi? Now, you know, I'm not usually at a loss for words, but this was quite something. Eventually, Paul comes home, he's trying to cook, and I said, now don't cook potatoes. You know, he's Indian, and he's going to want rice. Arun walks in and said, I like potatoes. So that was the beginning of our relationship. And then Paul offered to take him flying and go around Mount St. Helens. Well, there it was. As he left the next day, he said to us, why don't you go to India with me? Now, if Gandhi asks you to go to India with him, what do you say? Yes. I never wanted to go to India. I was one of those people that never, ever wanted to go to India. Why don't you go to India with me? Well, he said, I'll be going in January, and we leave. The tour starts on the first day, and I'd love for you to go, and there's just 20 or 30 people. Now, we found out years later, he asks thousands of people, why don't you go to India with me? Every place he speaks, he says, why don't you go to India with me? I love it. I love it. So in our expansive view of this book and some of the teachings. I want to share with you the 5 principles we're going to be focused on. The first principle is love. Now, we're not talking about principles that are what we might think of in our day-to-day. This isn't about love for your friend, your special one, your kids. This is about love, expansive love, universal love, the more, the expanded love. So we will go in depth into love as Mahatma Gandhi taught it and lived it. The next one is respect. Now, I was taught to respect my elders. I was taught to respect people in charge. I was taught to respect everyone. This is a different level of respect. This is respect of people you don't agree with. This is respect for people you don't particularly want to sit next to. This is respect. We're going to dive deep what Gandhi meant by this. The next one is understanding. You are willing to understand someone you don't agree with. Next, you're willing to appreciate. So that goes beyond being civil, being respectful. I am willing to appreciate their beliefs as much as I appreciate my own. This is big work. Now, as we did go to India, by the way, and 3-week tour, you'll hear many stories. Many afternoons after we had gone and seen all kinds of experiences, we would end up in a hotel dining room or some place, and Arun would talk to us about these principles. And there were about 20 of us, 15 maybe, and we would just be kind of stunned at how deep this was, how so different than we normally feel or express. This was the big call. This was the willingness to stand for equanimity. Now, we all talk a good talk. I'll speak for myself. I talk a good talk. But come to the point where you have to be willing to appreciate that belief as much as your own. And accept its validity. And accept its validity as much as your own. Now, the breathing in this room has changed. Have you noticed? Yes, we're all like, Mahatma Gandhi loved to tell this story, and so did Arun. And it's in our book, so you may have read it or you will read it. He likes to say, Mahatma Gandhi says, who taught me nonviolence? Now, in India, at the time when he was a young person, they were betrothed at about 11 or 12 years old. And all families lived with parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, little children. Everyone lived in a big house. And they played with the neighbors and, everyone. And often you were betrothed to someone you knew. Well, he was betrothed to this young woman named Kastur. Now, when they were 11, they were married. Now, she moved into his house, but that didn't mean they were partners physically. She slept with the girls, he slept with the boys. But now, Mahatma Gandhi was a little guy, little tiny, skinny, and very, very shy. However, he wanted to prove to everybody that he was the head of this household. And this 11-year-old girl was going to do what he said. That's a true story, true story. And so he got this idea that he was going to be in charge, and he was going to tell her when she could come and go from the house. She had to have permission before she could leave the house. He's very proud of himself. And so he told her, I'm in charge. You have to obey me, and you can't leave the house without my permission. She just looked at him, smiled, and went on her way to bed. The next day, he's watching. He's watching and looking. What's she gonna do? She left the house and didn't ask him. So that evening, he's furious. How dare you embarrass me in front of my family, in front of everyone? I told you you had to have permission and blah, 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 blah. And she just looked at him and she said, well, you know, I've been told and trained to always obey your elders. Now he just looked at her and went, she said, your mother did not tell me I couldn't leave the house without telling you. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm following my elder. And you're not in charge. So he said from that moment on, their relationship changed, of course. Now, you may not know, they were a wonderful couple. They had many children, or 3 or 4 children together. And actually, she was in prison more than Mahatma Gandhi ever was. And they did that as a way, the British, because they knew it hurt him to have her in prison. She also died in prison. And they were not allowed to bring out her body and give the proper Indian burial at the Ganges. So there's so many stories, and Arun loves to tell this story too, about what we think is love often is control. What we think is respect. I want your respect, is control. And where is that line? Where do we draw that line between telling and building a relationship? So this starts in our personal selves, in our families, in our homes, in our workplace. It's evolving. We are spiritual beings. And we can live a life of love, deep love. We can live a life where we respect everyone. Does it take work? Yes. Yes. Now, we visited slum schools. We visited schools that just had a dirt floor. We visited schools that were big pieces of land with about 100 kids sitting in desks, never had a building. We visited a midwife school, and they only had 2 hours of electricity a day. We visited a printmaking shop, a migrant camp where they lived in tents and wanted to serve us tea. We saw and smelled and felt the world. And you can't do that without changing. The one, I'm going to end with this story. The first day we're there, I'm going home. I'm just saying. Paul says, we can do it. We can do it. So we're on the bus. We had many bus rides. We were on trains. Now, we didn't go first class. Oh, no, you're traveling with Arun Gandhi. Yeah. Yeah, lower class. We were in lower class. There's people sleeping on the floor between us. You have to step over them. When you go to sleep, you wake up and there's a new person across in a bunk next to you. You never met this person. Then there's someone above you, and whew, yeah. So we were in a situation where we were on a bus to one of our first places, and the smog was so thick you could barely see. And thousands of people on the streets, thousands, making their beds and smiling. I can never forget a husband and a wife taking a comforter, going like this, like you would, laying out a mat, smiling each other, and laying down, 5 deep on the sidewalk. And they were smiling. The first day when we're driving on the bus, I can't look outside. I just can't look. It's just too much. It's just, tears are streaming by. I can't do it. This is too much for me, emotionally. What am I supposed to do? And I just sat there, and we were on a long ride that day, several hours. And eventually, I went and sat next to Arun. And I had tears. And I said to him, I can't do this. I can't do this. This is breaking my heart. He said, they do not want you to fix them. Now, the American brain goes to, we can fix this. Second day we were there, all the women were in a group and they had all these plans about what we were going to do and how we were going to fix it and blah, blah. He said, you're not going to fix it. They do not want your pity. They want your compassion. They want you to see them as equal. So we now have an opportunity to go deeper into this life experience. And one of these days, I'll tell you the story about Martin Luther King and how he learned the teachings from Mahatma Gandhi and how that became his beloved community and how that is all woven together, Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. So you have a little affirmation card, I believe. It's beige. Now I'm asking you to take these home. And this is our affirmation for the week. Every week we're going to have a different affirmation. The wisdom of Gandhi, the word is satyagraha. Say it. Satyagraha. And satyagraha means the true force of love, the power of acceptance, the power of all those things. Satyagraha, soul force. Obviously, that's not your mind. That's your heart. Now, I'm asking you to take these home, put it on a sacred table, put it on your kitchen table, look at it once, look at it every day, whatever feels right for you. And also, I would love for you to take home the Gandhi prayers. The Gandhi prayers have 12 different interfaith prayers that I said many years in our ministry. We'll be doing those every week, and it's wonderful to do that during the week at your home. So we are going to read this together, and this will take us into meditation. I am a participant in the unfoldment of my soul as I hold to the truth of my being spirit within me, strengthens and empowers me. I see the world through eyes of love. I invite you to put that card to the side in your pocket under your chair. Move around and sit comfortably. Shrug those shoulders, move that neck, whatever it takes to relax a little. Oh. soul force. We may have never put those words together. I have a soul force within me that I can use to reach out and make changes. So we quietly sit and sink in to our innermost thoughts. I am willing. Please say this to yourself. I am. I am a participant in expressing my divine self. It's not something that happens to me. It is something I take action on. And we each in our own way ask for guidance. Guide me. Show me the way. I see the world through eyes of love. Please say that to yourself. I see the world through eyes of love. We give thanks for our time together as we stretch and grow, see things from a new perspective. When you're ready, and not a moment before, opening your eyes. And we'll say it one more time out loud. I see the world. I see the world through eyes of love. Isn't that wonderful that our affirmation and your song were the same words? I see the world through the eyes of love. Now that is not just out the door, or to the parking lot, or to the road, or to the... Are we willing to work on it? Let's just say that. I am willing to work on seeing the world with eyes of love. There are two of us in the room. I'm just saying, there's two. And so we'll take two. We'll take it. We'll take it. This is our opportunity for love offerings, gifts, and tithes. Hold it in your hand. These are gifts that we give to our spiritual community. We give thanks for everyone, whether you do it through PayPal, or you send it in the mail, or you drop it off, or you're online and you send it via email. However it comes here, it is making a difference. And in making a difference here, then we get to reach out and touch other people's lives. Divine love.
Flowing in
blesses and multiplies.
All that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
And that's the truth. Please, ushers, pass the baskets.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
We give thanks for the divine outpouring of the law of love. Each one of us is a vessel, and through this vessel comes blessings, financial giving, and so much more. We bless this ministry, this offering, and all that we are involved in. And so it is. We also want to bless our prayer box right over here. I'd like anyone that would like to just raise your hands to bless it's right over there. Bless the prayer box. Everyone that is asking for prayers and everyone that hasn't put your prayer in there, but you're holding it in your heart. We know that this is a ministry of prayer, and we bless all those who are looking for support, including ourselves. Amen. Amen. I just wanted to make one little update, and that is that Bonnie and Pat are with us today in the service, and we're so thrilled they're here. And we're doing some changes in the downstairs with our youth. We have older kids coming now, so we're starting a YOU group again. Yay hoo, yay hoo. And we have many of our kids are middle schoolers, so we're starting a uniteen group. So it's going to be a new flapping of the wings. And do you want to blow out the candle, Miss Mia? After we sing, that's right. Everyone is telling me. It wasn't very subtle. We shall sing now.
You're welcome to
We're
stand,
gonna stand
together.
We're going to sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Okay.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us.
The love of God moves through me.
The power of God protects us.
The power of God transforms me.
The presence of God watches over us.
The presence of God is who I am.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Wherever I go, God is, and all is well.
Thank you, God. Please turn to the person next to you and say, wouldn't have been the same without you.